Hi everybody, Cynthia here from the Scrappy Bookworm. I just thought I'd make another video to give you guys a quick tip on how to use your scraps up right away as soon as you're done with a project. I had just gotten done doing my paper bag baby boy album, and I had all these scraps left over. So because I still have the paper stack, I have a lot of papers from this stack. What I'll do with mine is I will, get them together. I'll bag them up in a bag, and I'll either tape it to the front cover, because I know I'm going to use these scraps again if I have paper left over, or I'll tuck it in, into here, but at least I know all my scraps are bagged up and it's all organized and together. Now, if I know I don't have any more paper, and this is the last of the paper line, I will do something with them right away to use them up. And one of the things that I do is I got myself this little organizer. I think I got this at Michael's. It was like $2 or something. But you could also use another way to recycle. You could also use the egg crates, empty egg containers, use them that way. But I have this little plastic organizer, and what I do is, instead of throwing these out or sitting them around like this, pretending I'm going to go back to them when I really don't, is I start doing punches. And okay, I make these flowers out of fabric and ribbons and things like that. And when you're making these types of flowers, you always want to use a base in the back. Some people use, I think they use that, I think it's called velvet or felt. They use felt. I use paper. So if I know I'm going to use a bunch of these for like this kind of a project, or I'm going to use them to actually make a paper flower, I will go and I will cut out a ton of these. These are some people use circles. I use the scallop circle because I don't have a circle punch left. So I'll go through and I'll start punching a bunch of these out, and I'll store them. And then once this starts getting filled up, I'll either say, okay, Cynthia, it's time to start making paper carnations or whatever. I'll start doing that. Or like I said, I'll use them for the backs as a base to my other flowers. So that's just an idea you can do right away. It's easier to store them in here than it is to throw these in a bag, and you might never go back to using them. Another thing I do with my bigger pieces is I have a square punch, scallop punch, and a lot of times I'll use these as a photo mat in my mini albums, or I will cut another square out of the center and use it as a picture frame. So I'll go through and cut these out. I will also punch out these little mini flowers from my mini punch, because I'll use my big flower punch, because I do a lot of the mini rosettes and the just little mini flowers here. I use these in a lot of projects. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're gonna do punches with these, make sure you're using punches that you're gonna use all the time. Like, I make a lot of flowers. I use these a lot as a base for my other projects as well. I wouldn't go punching out all these mini butterflies and then you only use 1 or 2 butterflies a year, in a project. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick tip on what I do. Right now I'm not gonna do any punches with these, because I still, like I said, I have my paper left over, so I'll bag them up and I'll tape it to my cover, and I'll reuse them again. But if you're not going to reuse them, this is a great way. Do your punches right away as soon as you're finished with your album, and then you can store them and you're more organized this way than putting them in a bag or a box, and you might never get back to using them. So Anyway, I thought I would share that with you. That's another tip from me. And thank you so much for watching. You guys take care and have a great day.